Hey guys, we're going to take you through a couple of shoulder strengthening exercises today. Both of them need a resistance band. So first off, we're going to get you to do the first one, which is get a resistance band. I've got one tied just off screen here. So with this, either you can wrap around the door handle, or you can open the door, put the resistance band into the door, and then as you shut it, just secure it in that way. You want it roughly about just above waist height. Yep. And then you want to be standing far enough away from the door so that as you come back and as you get the arms into a neutral or a straight position, that there's just that little bit of resistance there. The further back you stand, obviously the more resistance, the stronger the stretch, the closer you go, less resistance, and obviously the easier the movement. With these and with shoulder exercises, I always say start off really easy, start off basic, start off with just a little bit of tension, and you can always build it up. So going through the movement of the first exercise, first one we're going to do is a row, a standing row. So the basic movement of this is a pull. So it's a pulling exercise, and the aim is focusing on the back retracting muscles. So these, what we're aiming to strengthen up is the muscles that take or retract the shoulders backwards. So the first exercise, how we're going to do this is break it down into two parts. First part is the shoulder movement. So if you imagine the shoulder in a neutral position, so the shoulder part here, and we're taking the shoulder from a protracted or a forward position into the retracted position. So if you just look at that, so going from forwards to backwards. Now, what I don't want you to do, or what I want you to focus on not doing during these exercises is, don't want to twist or rotate, so it's not a rotation or a flexing, so a bending forward or bending backwards. The spine and the head is in a neutral line position, and all we're doing is reaching forward. So you should feel that the scapula rolls forward, and then as you come back, you're pulling that backwards. When you're doing this both arms together, what you should feel is actually your shoulder blades or your scapula squeezing together. So from behind, you're really feeling that pulling together at the back. Okay, that's the first part. Second part of the movement, which for this exercise is not as important, but it makes it a smoother movement, is the elbow flexion that goes with that. So there's going to be the retraction of the shoulder, and then the elbow flexing, then elbow extending, and shoulder protracting. Well, we're going to go through it just with the band, just so you can see it in this way. So grabbing band in each hand, I'm going to go through that movement. So it's starting from the neutral position, let the shoulders roll forwards, pulling the shoulders back, bending through the elbows, extending the elbow, and protracting the shoulder. So backwards, squeeze, bend through the elbows, straighten the elbows, and let the shoulders relax forward. So when you combine these movements, once you've got used to the feeling of the movement, you can then combine them so that you're squeezing backwards and bending the elbows at the same time, and then straightening the elbows and rolling the shoulders forward together. So again, squeezing back, really retracting and relaxing. With all these exercises, you can do sets and reps. You can change them. I always say to go up to the number of repetitions, whilst you can still create or hold a good form. The moment you start to falter a little bit on the form, then I would say try to push yourself one more rep and then leave it at that. Rest for 30 seconds to a minute, and then you can go again. In terms of making the exercise this exercise a little bit more efficient or stronger, there's two ways of modifying it. So the first one, we can, as we get into the retracted or held back position, you can hold that for a few seconds. So rather than just coming straight in and out, we can come back, squeeze the shoulder blades behind, hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, and then come forwards again. And that holding behind, that retraction in that retracted position, just make those muscles work a little bit longer. The other way of modifying it, making it just a little bit more effective, a bit stronger, is actually doing the reverse movement. So once you've pulled in, holding back, and then as you reverse the movement, if you go slowly back, so over 4 to 5 seconds, you'll really feel that movement accentuated into the back portion of the shoulders. So pulling back, holding for a few seconds, and then slowly returning to the original position. The second exercise we're going to go through is again with the resistance band. Just take this off. So, and this is a shoulder abduction exercise, again strengthening the back portion, so it's the back part of the deltoid muscle on the back of the shoulder, and also the muscles between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids and the middle trapezius. So this movement is literally, we're going to be taking the band out to the side, again focusing on that same movement or same idea as in the first exercise of the shoulders pulling back and squeezing together. So in this one you want a light band with gentle resistance, again holding the band closer together will create a bit more of a stronger resistance, a stronger exercise, further apart, and it will be a little bit easier. So taking an easy hold on the band in front of you, all we want you to do is pull out, and as you stretch the arms out, I want you to focus on that sensation of pulling backwards with and squeezing backwards with the shoulder blades, with the scapula. As we did with the previous exercise, careful not to extend or flex or bring the head backwards or forwards, so try to keep the spine as neutral as possible, and again bringing the arms out to the side and really squeezing with the shoulder blades back and forwards. And again you can go into reps and sets of these, so you can do the same as before, 8 to 10 reps, rest for 30 seconds to a minute, and then repeat that again.